Welcome to the Totally Honest Cooking Show. I'm Mark. Today we're making some Frenchy chicken with mustard, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce what the label for this video says. Let's get started. This recipe was sent to me by my buddy Dan, and it starts with me dropping in 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. We are on high heat, and we're waiting for this to smoke lightly. Once we have achieved a light smoke that you can't see because the camera quality is not good enough, I'm laying my 4 bone-in chicken thighs, skin side down. And we're just going to let them cook for 6 to 8 minutes. And while that's going, I'm going to go ahead and cut up some other stuff. Sorry for the loud sizzling. It can't be helped. We're going to start by slicing 3 cloves of garlic lengthways. Okay, so the recipe called for banana shallots. Unfortunately for me, the shallots at my grocery store looked like zombies, and I'm not eating them. So I got this yellow onion, which Google says is a reasonable substitute. If your shallots look good, use shallots. I'm just gonna dice up this onion. Doing pretty good. That took 4 minutes. This recipe is English, and it calls for a knob of butter, which is just a tablespoon. Yes, I am aware of the ridiculousness of getting your French recipes from the English. Okay, this is starting to look, overly brown. So let's flip them. Move them out of there. Looking good. Pretty neat. This one isn't done yet, so we're going to leave it to finish. Unfortunately, this stove gets hot spots on the pan. The recipe never says to turn the heat down, but at this point I'm turning the heat down on the grounds that I'm not playing games with this. Just so we're clear, I salted the chicken and let it sit for about an hour before I started this process. It lets the salt absorb a little bit into the meat, locking moisture in, and yeah. Another tablespoon of oil, knob of butter. Because I couldn't get the 3 shallots, I went with 1/3 of a yellow onion. I use yellow onion because it's a good substitute for shallot, but also I went ahead and Googled the average weight of the shallot, so I'm using the right amount of onion. We're adding the onion and the garlic, and we're giving that 5 minutes or until soft, and I'm going over medium. 4 minutes later, I'm going to go ahead and deglaze with 1/2 cup of white wine. This is Sauvignon Blanc. I like to buy these little bottles. Comes in a 4-pack. I used 1 bottle and then a little tiny bit. And then we're scraping up the fond. This will flavor up the broth. Don't be a maniac about it. If it doesn't want to come up, you'll be there for a while. But you just want to get as much of it as you can. There we go. And now we're bringing this to a boil, and we're reducing it by 1/2. And we do want to get a look at what it looks like when it's all in there as it starts boiling, which will happen very quickly because it's booze, and booze boils quickly. Because otherwise, how are you going to know when it's reduced by 1/2? Once it has reduced, we're going to add in 2 bay leaves and 2.5 cups of chicken stock. I'm using the rest to make rice. Also, while that's boiling, we can talk about the difference between British recipes and American recipes. One of them is the difference in creams. They have multiple types of cream. They have single cream. They have double cream. They have whipping cream, which I think is different. I think their whipping cream is more like the heavy cream that we have. Anyway, this is 36% milk fat. In the United States, heavy whipping cream starts at 32% milk fat. We also have this thing called light cream that is anywhere from 18% to 32%. I've never seen it in my life. I've never found it in my life. Don't know where it is. This recipe calls for single cream, which is pretty much light cream. Unfortunately, because of that, all I can find is heavy whipping cream. Whole milk starts at around 3%, and half and half is like 12%. So your mileage may vary. Good luck with that. And once it looks like it's reduced by about half, we're going to add in our stock and our 2 bay leaves. Give it a swirl. So I whoopsie doodled. The chicken was supposed to go in when I put in the wine. I really messed that up. That's a whoopsie doodle. But I think we will be okay. We're just going to give that some time to come up to temp. We'll give that around 10 minutes and see what happens. We are going to use 2/3 a cup of heavy cream for this. Again, keep in mind the difference in fat content. So what that's going to mean for us is that this is richer than it's intended to be. Now, whether you have the palate that can tell the difference with that, I don't know. I don't have a very sophisticated palate. We'll say that. It's been 5 minutes. I'm adding in 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. And I'm going to stir that in to incorporate. Ooh, it smells good and mustardy. We're going to reduce that and thicken it. And I'm going to add in a couple little glugs of wine because I already boiled off so much of it. We're also going to quick chop some parsley. Just a handful. Sauce tastes good. I'm adding some pepper. The pepper is to taste. And we are seeing if we can get this to thicken just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. At this point, I'm killing the heat. It has reduced by about half. And I'm really enjoying the taste of this sauce. Go ahead and garnish in the pan. And now we're ready to plate up. And we want lots of that lovely sauce. Since it didn't think in quite as much as I wanted it to, I'm going to give myself a little dipping jar. Okay, look at what we got. Not bad for 40 minutes of work. The camera is at 39 minutes. Okay, like, subscribe, ding the little bell, leave a comment down below, let me know how I'm doing, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.